Hi, Steve and Caleb from Brownells, and today we want to talk to you about what you said to us.
Yes.
Caleb, you want to explain that?
I do, Steve. I will explain that in full. So we launched the BRN-180 Gen3, and then there were also videos that launched with it.
Yeah.
I say videos, plural, because we launched one on YouTube, but the rest of them are already on the website, on the landing page. So if you haven't seen them, that's where they're at. Go watch them, and then buy a Gen3 or something. But no, in all seriousness, what we're doing here, we want to answer questions that were asked in the comment section. So that YouTube comment section was just like blowing up with questions that we didn't cover in the video.
Right.
Some of them were actually covered in the other videos, so I just encourage people to go there. But I also posted on the subreddit for the BRN-180, and I was like, hey, you got questions. We'd love to answer the ones we know the answers to. So that's what we're going to do here. I've got my Samsung phone, and no, we'll talk about iPhones another time, I guess. Anyway, because I usually, every time I pull out my phone on camera, I throw shade on the iPhone, which it's fine. iPhone's cool. All right, so let's just jump right into the questions then, Steve.
I'm jumping.
All right, so first question. When my Gen 2 blows up, will you give me a Gen 3? Your Gen 2 is not going to blow up, so don't worry about it. Anywho, next question. All right, so this is a good one. Can I shoot suppressed full power on the adverse setting without launching the carrier through the front of my face now?
Hey, that's a good question.
That is. So that's actually one of the reasons why the, if I can get it off here, the full length cam path was put in so that if for whatever reason, you know, you need to, or let me back up, because here's a more realistic scenario. Let's say you're using the flow-through suppressor and it's not cycling the action whenever you're using it on the suppress setting.
Yeah.
So previously on the Gen 1 and 2s, you weren't supposed to use it off the suppress setting ever, apparently, because that cam path wasn't full-length steel.
Right.
And it kind of ate up that cam path if you intentionally overgassed your gun. But now that's not an issue, so yeah, you don't have to worry about that. And the carrier should have never went through the front of your actual face. If that happened, we need to have a more important conversation.
It's called a catastrophic failure.
Yeah, that's a catastrophic something. All right, why is the 13.9 only pin and weld? Because it gets it to the legal 16-inch length.
Less paperwork.
Less paperwork for you. The weld, if you take it to a gunsmith that knows what he's doing, he can remove a pin and weld. That's no problem. Support your local gun. It's a trap to make you support your local gunsmith.
Sure.
No, I'm kidding. All right. Will you be offering in other calibers and barrel lengths? That's a good one too, Steve, because the reason this gun exists the way it does is because of your feedback. And so I would argue that that's kind of up to you. You know where there's a section on the Brownells website where you can email and make product suggestions and stuff like that. So tell them Caleb and Steve told you to flood that inbox with your with your product suggestions.
We're kind of in business to sell stuff that you want, so it's
so
pretty obvious.
We found out through research that whenever you want to buy things, it's easier to sell things.
Yeah.
So who would have thought?
Tell us what you want.
Yeah.
But these configurations are pretty good right here.
All right. So someone wants to know how the charging handle interfaces with the bolts. That is actually in the maintenance field strip video. You can see how it goes together. So I'm not going to take it apart here. What about that rubber whatchamacallit? I'm assuming they're talking about this dust cover here. So this is like whenever we first teased this or showed it, people were going crazy like, what the heck is that? Like they've never seen it before. And that's fine. I'm not hating on you, but this is, if you're familiar with the like SIG 550s and that series of guns, they all had this on there. And that's kind of an older design, but this is a much more modern material than the ones used on those guns. And the ones on those guns actually lasted a long time. This one should last even longer. So yeah, there's that. So don't just relax, don't worry about it, you know. And the charging handle is non-reciprocating anyway, so it's not like every time you pull the trigger, you're wearing that thing out just a little more.
Right.
But it's extremely durable.
You'll probably start to see that more and more on other designs too.
I think so too, really. It just makes sense. And then we did catch some flack from some users, you know, saying, I say users, internet participators,
Okay.
that were angry that this didn't resemble the original AR-180 even more. Which, I'll just say this, the BRN-180, since the Gen 1, was always marketed as a modern rendition of the 180. It was never supposed to be a clone correct retro gun, ever. It was never, we never told you that. I'm not saying you're wrong for wanting that. I think that would be awesome as well, but that's not what this is.
They want the dog leg handle on there?
They want the dog leg handle on the right hand side, and they want plastic handguards.
Oh, I see. I see.
Which I do think a clone correct one would be cool.
Sure. But this is a little more up to date.
Yeah, this one, honestly, this one we can actually get our investment back because enough people will buy it.
Right.
If we made the original style one, I don't know. That's more of a niche market.
Yeah, but this was meant to be used a lot.
Yeah, this thing was meant to be ran hard.
Form follows function.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, that's a good form follows.
Hey, I just
function.
came up with that.
You made that up?
Yeah.
Man, look at that. How sturdy is the new gas block? Does it still, let's see, what is this here? I am not dyslexic, but I cannot read.
Does it still?
Oh, does it still damage the receiver if you shoot on the, that goes back to the steel cam path we talked about.
Okay.
So that's,
Yeah.
no.
That's been taken care of.
Yeah, that's done. Could this induce accidental gas setting changes because someone bangs it on in the wrong direction? It's not easy to knock that thing onto the wrong direction. You
Not
have
at
to
all.
physically reach into the handguard and push it. And not only that, but it is easily visibly identifiable. Or
Yeah.
that's a lot of syllables. It's easy to see what setting it's on.
If you find that yours is on the wrong setting and you think it happened by accident, no, one of your buddies did that at the range.
Yeah. So also, you notice if it's hard to push, like I'm making it look super easy, but it's actually hard to push if you just push one direction. So you can't accidentally do it. If you push in and then over, it's super easy to adjust. So just push it inward, then rotate. And then it makes it really easy to adjust.
So it'll stay where you put it.
Yeah. And let's see. That was all from one person. Is the barrel changeable? No. The barrels on these are not interchangeable because of the way this gas system is tuned, like for the barrel length and stuff. So you can't just put like a standard AR barrel on there. And the barrel itself is pinned into that front trunnion still. So, like for example, if I were to pull these screws out, I can pull the barrel out in its steel trunnion. So the barrel's not in aluminum, it's in a steel trunnion that's in aluminum, right? And then, so that's all pinned together. So is the barrel changeable? I say no. People have changed barrels on Gen 2s and Gen 1s.
Yep.
For a gunsmith, it is always changeable. It's like saying, is the barrel on my Remington 700 changeable? Or my Pre-64 Model 70?
Right.
Yes, it technically is.
You just need more than an armorer's wrench to do this job.
Right, yeah, you're not gonna, yeah, what he said. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. This is just more questions about disassembly and stuff. That's part of, we did a video on that.
Been there, done that.
Then asking about other barrel lengths again. Again, that's up to you.
Yeah. They can be made in any length.
And then will there be a non-pin and weld version? Only the 13.9 is pin and weld. This one right here, this shorty, is not pin and weld, and then the 16-inch also is not pin and weld. And
that's got standard half 28 threads, I assume. So if you want to change out your muzzle device.
yes. Oh, will you distribute them in Europe? So as of right now, there's nothing that should restrict it. So it should be available there. If nothing changes, yes. But I don't know 100% because we're not the international department,
Right.
but it should be. And then
At least in the countries that can already import the earlier versions.
yeah. So if you're somewhere that had a Gen 2, it's not unreasonable to suspect that there will be a Gen 3.
Right,
there.
we just haven't had official confirmation yet.
Yeah, that's why we're tiptoeing around it because I don't know. Probably.
Well, it's
That's
still early in the game.
Official answer, I don't know. Probably.
Still early.
And then the last question was about lower receivers.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually what you're looking at here. I don't know when this is going to be officially released, but what you're looking at here is the new lower receiver. If it's not available at the time of this video, I'm probably going to get in trouble, not you, so don't worry about it. But it's full ambidextrous. It's a billet lower. And then on the right hand side, of course, you have your bolt release, that full ambi control there. The mag release is in a really convenient spot, right in front of that mag well. So just a
For a lefty, that is heaven.
very cool lower. And then people also asked about, will you, one of the things people asked the most is, will you do retro lowers again? People were crazy about those retro lowers.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes back to the other barrel lengths and calibers thing again.
Right.
Just blow up the inbox, the Brownells inbox, and then make sure they know you want it. But make sure I know you want it. Make sure the rest of the company knows you want it, I guess.
Right.
And yeah, we'll go from there. So, Steve, I think that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah, that's
enough.
covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we did.
And there'll be some updates in the future, so give us your feedback.
Yeah.
See what we want to see what you got to say.
Yeah, maybe like the Gen 4 will be able to like shoot in outer space and stuff. I don't know. I watch a lot of SpaceX on like videos, and I'm thinking I'm going to be on Mars in like a month. So I don't know. Whatever.
And with that being said, we need to get out of here.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
So give us your feedback, comment, do whatever you want. Give us a call on the tech line if you need any help for anything at all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later on.